Today, you'll get the information you need to be a responsible voter in this most important election on November 6th. It's all coming up right now on the Bluffton News. Welcome to the Bluffton News. I'm Anneliza Itkor, and we have a lot to cover: business, entertainment, and of course the latest local news. But first, let's start with Bluffton's current headlines. 13-year-old Selena Newman of Bluffton, who was involved in a one-car crash Friday night on New Riverside Drive in Bluffton, died of her injuries Sunday morning at Memorial University Medical Center in Savannah. Few details are known about the accident. According to Bluffton police, the four-door sedan, which was driven by a teenage male, careened off the right side of the road around 8:30 p.m. Friday, spun 180 degrees, and hit a tree. Most of the damage was to the left rear of the vehicle where Selena was sitting. The driver and front seat passenger, a teenage girl, suffered only minor injuries and were treated at nearby hospitals and released. The cause of the accident is still under investigation, though it does not appear that alcohol was involved. Selena Newman was a student at H.E. McCracken Middle School. With just weeks before Daufuskie Island voters decide whether to up their own taxes to develop a stronger ferry service, some residents say they feel the ballot measure was rushed and too many questions linger. While Daufuskie Island Council Chairman Bill Greenwood argues the time is now to provide a more stable funding base that can help the island leverage public grants to expand service to Savannah, a marine expert and others say better options exist and a special tax district puts the cart before the horse. Still others take exception to the exclusion of the wealthy golf course community Hague Point from the tax district and say a lack of public dialogue has created too much mystery. The controversial referendum allows the county to tax district residents up to 16.5 additional mills, which equates to $165 on an owner-occupied home valued at $250,000 after exemptions. If passed, a 5-member commission appointed by County Council would present a budget, set user service charges and tax levels, and advise council as to the nature and level of services desired by the residents. The Low Country Habitat for Humanity is reaching out to families who are interested in becoming Habitat homeowners and participating in the affordable housing program. They'll be holding mandatory family orientation meetings at 6 p.m. Tuesday at Sea Island Presbyterian Church, 81's Lady Island Drive, and at 10 a.m. October 20th at Grays Hill Baptist Church, 2749 Trask Parkway in Beaufort. Attendance at one of these meetings is a requirement for candidacy, as it is an important first step in the application process. Additional requirements demand that candidates must live in substandard housing, reside or work in northern Beaufort County, have an income less than 60% of the median income established by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and be willing to put in sweat equity hours. The results are in from last month's 3rd annual diaper drive. Bluffton Self-Help and the Deep Well Project of Hilton Head Island collected or purchased more than 17,000 diapers, wipes, and other diapering supplies. The items will have an immediate impact on local low-income families. Deep Well extended their appreciation to the group of mothers who saw the need and took action to provide the basic need of diapers to the youngest residents of the Low Country. And here's what's happening around the state. Abbeville County's new ordinance dealing with how the county responds to emergencies is being criticized for possibly preventing reporters from gathering news and violating public records laws. According to the Index Journal of Greenwood, the ordinance prohibits anyone responding to the scene of an emergency if they don't have proper training. South Carolina Press Association attorney Jay Bender says that part of the law is unconstitutional if officials use it to keep reporters away. Another part of the ordinance prohibits responders to an emergency from distributing photographs, recordings, or other items from an emergency scene. Bender says photos taken by officials like deputies or firefighters are public records, and the government can't pass a broad law prohibiting their release. The volunteer group Christmas in Action is repairing 28 homes of disadvantaged homeowners in the Spartanburg area. The day-long project takes place Saturday and starts with breakfast at the Lyman United Methodist Church. Nonprofit group executive director Joan Moore says the effort brings hundreds of volunteers together. They'll work on projects ranging from painting and landscaping to remodeling entire rooms. The effort is undertaken in cooperation with the Home Depot Foundation. Moore says the group started its work 15 years ago and has helped more than 650 homeowners in Spartanburg County. For more information on these headlines and more, please check out the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Coming up, BJ Frazier of the Bluffton Sun brings us the buzz in Bluffton as the Bluffton News brings you hot off the presses.
The smoked chipotle burrito is really good.
Yeah, my zesty cheesesteak burrito's great.
Are you familiar, Pete, with the phrase, don't mess with success?
Yeah.
Because this is not only messing with success, this is taking success to the cliff and shoving success over.
Success said, oh, please, don't do anything, leave me alone.
These burritos didn't even hear that. They heard, oh, put, and that was it. It was just like, wah. Egg everywhere.
Wake up to sirloin steak and fluffy eggs with the new zesty cheesesteak and smoked chipotle breakfast burritos. This is how you Sonic.
Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Joining me now is BJ Frazier of the Bluffton Sun. So BJ, what's going on with Old Town Bluffton signs?
Well, it's actually signs throughout Bluffton. During the tough economic downturn that began a few years ago, the town relaxed their regulations against having these portable 2x2 plastic signs by the side of the road directing people to different services and businesses, and they really did proliferate and they grew dramatically, and many people felt it was kind of an eyesore. So the town has reinforced their guidelines and are fining people if they don't take their signs in and all that. And the merchants and the services are really upset because they say that it has helped their businesses and they need it in order to survive and pay their taxes. So the town of Bluffton is trying to come up with an equitable solution for everybody and create some more attractive signage that would be in high traffic locations throughout, indicating where to go for many of these services. So we'll see. There's no good solution, but hopefully it will be acceptable to everybody as time goes on.
Yes, let's hope that a compromise can be reached. Now, on a more positive note, there's a new fire station in the works?
Yes, there is. Recently, the town broke ground on a $2.2 million facility over on Burnt Church Road and Elmer Road that's going to replace the oldest station in town that's now on Bridge Street. I think that's been around for about 30 years, and of course nobody anticipated the growth in Bluffton, and it's long overdue, and the 7,200 square foot facility will be ready by the beginning of next summer.
Well, that is very exciting. Now, I understand that there is a lot of buzz about today, actually. Why is October 15th such an important date?
Well, this is the beginning of the period where you can re-enroll and re-up for your Medicare plan, and it runs between now and December 7th. And of course, I'm too young to know about this, but I did read about it in this week's issue of the Bluffton Sun. Because of the changing plans and opportunities that individuals have, particularly at this year, everyone is saying that we should be very careful when we look at these options and make sure you study them careful. And to find out all about them, go to Medicare.gov. That's www.simply.medicare.gov. And make sure you see this week's Bluffton Sun. We've got a whole story on it, and just be careful.
We will absolutely check that out. Thanks so much, BJ.
Thank you, Anneliza.
Shellie West-Hodges took a look at the more entertaining side of business in Bluffton at the Okatie Rotary's annual polo match that kicked off in Rose Hill Plantation this past weekend.
Hi there, we're here today with the Okatie Rotary Club out at the polo match at Rose Hill Plantation. And with me today is the president of the Okatie Rotary Club, John Mosca. John, tell us how this whole event has come about and what the purpose of the event is.
Sure. The Okatie Rotary Club has been putting on, this is our 19th event here at Rose Hill. We raise funds for local charities.
Now tell us some of the charities that the money goes toward.
We contribute to the nursing program, the scholarship for the nursing program at USCB. We high school scholarships for seniors at the Bluffton High School. We have just started a Happy Feet program last year where we give shoes to underprivileged children in our neighborhoods.
Well, that's great. Now, not only is this a great charitable event, this is also a great community, and it also lends a great opportunity to some of our local businesses here in the area. And now tell us a little bit about how that works with the sponsorships.
Sure. We have two sides of the field. One is our patron side, and the other side is general admission. Our patrons, many of them have come year after year, and they support our charities and our event. Each person gets an area, and a patron gets a assigned area preferred. It's a big tailgate party, and we call it Bluffton's biggest backyard barbecue.
Well, it's a lot of fun, and I know I come every year, and there are a lot of great businesses here that are sponsoring this event, like Vineyard 55, Palmetto Electric, the Greater Bluffton Chambers here, and Hargray, and a bunch of different businesses. This is great exposure for them as well, and to show their community support. And what a great event, John, and we really appreciate your time and putting on this great event. And tally ho!
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Back to you.
Well, the Okatie Rotary did a fantastic job. It was a terrific day. Thank you, Shellie. When we return, we'll be doing a little election prep with representatives from the Beaufort County Board of Elections and Registration and the League of Women Voters.
Tara's Men's Den, located beside Tara's Salon at the Moss Creek Village, is a full-service salon for men only. Open Monday through Saturday from 9:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. We offer haircuts, color, highlights, waxing, and treatments for hair loss. No appointment necessary, so come enjoy a relaxing atmosphere for men only, and don't forget senior discounts every Wednesday. Call or visit us today. Our number is 843-837-5555.
Welcome back to the Bluffton News. As we head into an extremely important time for our country, it is important we all get out and vote. Here today to provide us with important information on voting is Scott Marshall from the Beaufort County Board of Elections and Registration. Scott, tell us a little bit about what voters should know before going to the polls on Election Day.
Well, first of all, they should know if they are properly registered to participate in the election. Voters must have been registered on or before October 6, 2012 in order to participate in the November 6, 2012 general election. They also should know where they go to vote. They can check their registration status, their precinct, and their polling locations online on our website at bcgov.net/vote.
Okay, because I do understand that while some precincts have changed, that doesn't necessarily affect where you vote.
That is absolutely correct. This is a very important election. This is the first election, not only is it a presidential election, but it's the first election that we are having with the new district lines in effect after the post-decennial redistricting process. So voters may be voting in the same locations, but they are likely voting maybe in different political districts than they're accustomed to.
Gotcha. Now, what do voters need to bring with them in order to vote?
Well, in order to vote, voters must bring one of three items to the polls to verify their identity. They have to bring either a voter registration card, a South Carolina driver's license, or another form of picture ID issued by the South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles.
Okay, and early voting. There's all kinds of conversation about early voting in South Carolina, and I have to say a fair amount of confusion. Can you help clear that up for us?
Absolutely. I would love to get asked that question very frequently, and the question is, when does early voting start? And the answer I always give is, we do not have early voting in South Carolina. We have absentee voting, both in person in one of our two precincts, either in Bluffton or in our Beaufort office, or we have absentee voting by mail, but we do not have early voting. In order to vote absentee, a voter must offer one of 17 different valid reasons under the law to vote absentee on their application for an absentee ballot.
And those range from being out of state to not being able to get out of work. I mean, there are very valid reasons. So it's important that if people think they can't get to the voting booth that day, they do have a way to vote.
That is absolutely correct. And among those 17 reasons, or if a voter is 65 years of age or older, you're eligible to vote absentee. And we have a large retiree population within the county. So our absentee numbers are pretty high. We're already over 7,000 absentee ballot requests in the county.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, Scott, thank you so much for being here and providing this very important information, and I will see you at the polls.
Sounds good. I will see you at the polls. Thank you very much.
I am now pleased to welcome a representative from the League of Women Voters, Karen Wilber Wessler. Now, Karen, help us out a little bit here. What is the primary mission of the League of Women Voters?
The League of Women Voters was established in 1920 in anticipation of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. So the primary purpose at that time, and it remains today, is voter education. We believe in an active participation of all citizens in government, and we believe every eligible voter should vote.
Important things to believe. Now, do you have events or meetings? What exactly do you do to accomplish your mission?
Well, we are nonpartisan. We do take public policy positions, but we never endorse specific candidates. We do hold a series of monthly meetings on public policy issues. We also conduct voter registration drives throughout the year. We've done many in libraries, schools, and the local farmer markets. In addition to that, during election season, we have a series of 6 forums, 3 on the Hilton Head Town Council ward candidates, 2 for the school board candidates, 1 in Bluffton and 1 in Hilton Head, and 1 for the County Council District 7 seat at Bluffton Town Hall on the 30th of this month.
Okay, so you do cover both Hilton Head and Bluffton. Now, you mentioned that the League does not endorse specific candidates, but that it does take positions on public policy issues. Can you give us kind of a timely example of a policy position that the League endorses?
Yes, I'm pleased to announce that our board met about 10 days ago, and we decided to support the Critical and Rural Lands referendum, which is a $25 million referendum on the November 6th ballot. This program has been very, very successful in the past. Voters have approved over $90 million in land acquisition, and the county has been able to conserve 20,000 acres, which protect our waterways, provide scenic vistas, provide recreational opportunities for our citizens, and preserve our way of life for both our citizens, our businesses, and our local economies.
So, Karen, can you give us some more information on how we find out more about the local charter of the League of Women Voters?
Yes, you can go to our website. It's www.lwvhhi.org. You will find a list of all of our positions, our meeting times and topics, and the forums that I just referenced, as well as information on the bond referendum.
Well, thank you for taking time out of what I'm sure is a very busy day.
Thank you very much.
With the Bluffton Art and Seafood Festival just on the horizon, Rodney Vaughn, of course, has all the details. All that when we come back with more Bluffton news.
Okay, so it's a romantic dinner for 2. Now, I've already cut some tomato. Time for the vinaigrette. You are going to love this. Okay, we need some sesame seeds. My favourite pan. Now, what's really important is...
With Merillat cabinets, you'll discover function that's irresistible.
Good thing I'm not the jealous type.
Thanks a lot, and we're here today with Mary O'Neill. She's the president of the Art and Seafood Festival Committee, and we're here at the end of Calhoun Street on the banks of the lovely May River. Now, we'll kick the new Art and Seafood Festival season off this Sunday with the launching of the Blessing of the Fleet. And we also have some new activities that you wanted to talk about.
Right. I'm holding this poster, and this was created by a local artist, Amiri. And this Sunday, we actually have a local art exhibit from 11 to 4. And then you come down here at 4 o'clock, and we have the Blessing of the Fleet. gospel music right here on the bluff. And then at 5 o'clock, you can head on down to Tumors and have the first oyster roast of the season.
Now, the oyster roast is something that's brand new for the event.
That's brand new also, yes. We've made the kickoff Sunday just full of activities, just like the rest of the week.
Now, will merchants be open Sunday for business?
All the merchants will be open, the galleries will be open, the restaurants on Calhoun Street will be open.
So something to do for everyone, and that's only the first day of the event, the kickoff. And we follow with a couple of new activities during the week as well.
Absolutely, but another really important one is on Monday. We have the tour of Waddell Mariculture Center, and that starts at 5:30, and we have a low country boil, and you need reservations, and I'm waiting. Please call me.
Well, now, Mariculture Center, the Waddell Mariculture Center, is really the key to keeping the river clean for our shrimp and oyster crops, and it's really an interesting place to go, and this is a chance for you to see this as a public event.
Exactly.
And tickets are $25?
$25, and that includes the dinner.
Okay, that sounds great. So then that's Monday, and
that's Monday. Tuesday, just kayak tours continue because we have them every single day.
Wow.
On the May River. And then Wednesday is author night, and this year we have 3 excellent low country authors, and they'll be at the Rotary Community Center at 6 o'clock on Wednesday evening. We also want reservations for that, so again, call me.
Okay, and is that a free event?
No, it's $5.
Okay.
We ask for a $5 donation.
Okay.
And then Thursday we have something new. It's the Outbound Excursion. And again, it's all on the website where you call to make those reservations, as well as for the kayak tours. Thursday night we have our kickoff for our new Artsy Dash.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about that? Because you guys really changed up the race. This is
changed it up.
Almost a 2-mile race.
It's a 2-mile race, but we added a challenge. It's not a mutter, but it's an art challenge which fits in with the Seafood Festival, and therefore not only do you run and you go to different stations and you pick up different art supplies and you end up at the promenade, and then at the very end you have to create your own art masterpiece.
Wow, so you use your supplies and create your masterpiece.
Got it.
So Friday rounds the week off of activities with a family night in the promenade, and then Saturday and Sunday is the big event.
Right. Our Street Fest down on Calhoun Street, and this year we have over 100 artists, great seafood purveyors. We have 3 stages with musicians. It's just going to be a great time for the community and for hopefully of all of our tourists who came.
Super week of activities. And remind us of the web address.
It's www.blufftonartsandseafoodfestival.com.
So you can get more information about times on there, and I'd like to thank you, Mary, for joining us today. Everyone come out to Old Town Bluffton and enjoy the events and activities. And back to you.
Thanks, Rodney. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. This week's Bluffton News Pet of the Week is Tucker. Tucker may not be flashy or possess a bag full of silly canine tricks, but he is endowed with countless attributes which simply cannot be taught. With his gentle presence and sensitive nature, Tucker would make a wonderful addition to any family. He is only 7 months old, so he has much to learn and much more to look forward to. For more information on Tucker and other adoptable pets, please contact Brookshaven Animal Rescue at 843-757-7387. Thanks for joining me for the news program that is all Bluffton all the time. I'm Anneliza Itkor for the Bluffton News. We'll see you next time.